What's up, guys? YodaDaWise here. We're going to talk about this new gear set, Sunraven, and how broken can Ark of War make this game any more than it already is. Let's take a look. So Sunraven. Let's talk about this because until this last week in Casseton coming to light on this gear, I would have never known anything about this and how broken this is. I mean, we already broke the meta stupidly with Broken Fortress. I'm not letting it go. And now we have these. This set of gear. This set of gear is so broke. Anybody that is actually financially able to acquire it, it doesn't, you're indestructible almost. Well, not indestructible, but it's stupid powerful. It's broken. It's so broken. And the worst part about it is you don't get the descriptions of what they do with it when you have a 3 set or a 5 set in the handbook. So this is Ark of War. This is Ark of War doing Ark of War shit that 7 Pirates is just like, oh, they'll figure it out one day when we finally make it available to those that like to spend $2,000 on a piece of fictional equipment. Yeah, I said that. Fictional equipment for a game. As you can probably tell, I'm a little salty right now about this because I will probably never have this. It's kind of depressing in its own way. But let me show you what the descriptions say for a set of 3 and a set of 2. Or a set of 5, sorry. Set of 3 and set of 5. And the only way I was able to get this was because guildmates having at least one of these pieces. All right. And if you don't have at least one of these pieces, you're never going to get this description. And I will post this in my server channel so you guys have access to it later, just to give a read on it and see what it does. So there's 5 pieces to this equipment set for Sunraven: Mercury, Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, Mars. They're staying with, the jewels or constellations and galaxy clusters. This gear is wrapped around planets of the Earth, even though this has nothing to do with anything remotely close to Earth in terms of the game's backstory, so to speak. Anyway, so a 3 set, and right now this is something that is obtainable. You receive skill first strike. It's a passive skill. It means no matter what, you are going to have first strike. So in the concept of defense, so if you're on a tile and you're defending against somebody attacking that tile, or if you set up a garrison onto your ark and somebody attacks your ark, normally you would always have first strike because you are defending. And that was part of the mechanics that was played into where if you are defending, ultimately you're going to have first strike. Then we went into capital battles, fort battles in Galactic Campaign, and now we have the borders and the capitals in Casseton, to where if you are defending, you no longer have first strike. If it's your first time up to bat, then you have first strike. So it kind of flipped it around in that sense when it came to those specific. This, if you have 3 of these items on your person, you're going to have first strike no matter what. So if you attack an ark, you're going to have first strike. When you go in and you're defending a capital, you're not only going to have first strike, which makes it stupid to have Broken Fortress on with this set. So just keep that in mind. If you do end up getting 3 of these, take Broken Fortress off, focus on something else that's going to give you a little bit more, because you're going to have first strike, and then that Broken Fortress is going to mean nothing. The second part, and this is what makes it really broken. I mean, first strike, whatever, it's fine. We can deal with that. The second part of this is you rebound 50% of damage taken in the battle to the slot that initiated the damage. I'm not reading it word for word. I'm trying to make this as clear as possible because 7 Pirates and descriptions are terrible. The rebound damage will not be higher than 1000% of own attack damage, not affected by damage reduction effects. So, what does that mean? It means anytime that any of your troops get attacked, it's going to rebound and attack the initiator to up to 1,000 of your own attack. So if you have a lot of attack damage built up in your gear, and you have a glass cannon comm, and you get attacked, and all of your crap gets wiped out, guess what? It's probably a good chance that that one slot there is going to get wiped out too from the initiator of the attack. The other half of this too, which I have a video to show you on this. So a lot of the skills like Huberion's Rebound, or if you destroy the entire slot, it negates everything in terms of the skill. Or with like Reinhardt with his Thorns, if you somehow just destroy the entire slot, his Thorns no longer activates in terms of damage to you. It don't matter with this. If you destroy the slot, you're getting rebounded on. At least 50% of the damage taken. Now, on the top, you can still see the description for level 3 sets. And then there's if you get all 5, okay, there's a 5 set to this special bonus. You receive the skill Chaos Attack. It's passive. It means it's always going to be working in the background. You're never going to really know which of these perks from this attack is going to happen. The way it reads is that for one turn on a hit, you have a 20% chance for one of let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 things to happen. Okay, 4 different debuffs to happen. And from the way it's worded, it's only 1 for each time. It doesn't necessarily, it's not going to trigger 2. It's going to be 1 of the 4 for that time as long as you hit. That's the way I read it. So the first one is silent. It means that the opponent is going to be that slot is unable to trigger active skills. So that's going to be the regular skills. And to sum it up, like Airship Awakening, Infantry Awakening, Walker Awakening, hits either a column, row, or all of columns and rows. Like that skill and the other 2 skills are not going to be able to trigger for that specific one for 1 round, or that slot for 1 round. The next one's Grounded, unable to trigger plugin skills. So if you have Canes, it's basically going to be like Canes, to where it's going to prolong that, because Canes only works the first round in terms of when slots 1 through 6 all take their first attempt, and then it goes away. This one is going to be, if it triggers, think of it kind of like preemptive in a way. Disarmed, unable to trigger Star Jewel skills. So that's going to be like Robin's skill right there, where it the chain skill. So it's going to deactivate the Star Jewel sets. Heal Ban, unable to restore HP or resurrect soldiers. That one's going to be a lot like War Machine. It's going to be like his skill. So they basically took a bunch of skills from specific commanders and put them all into this passive skill that's going to randomly trigger every time you hit a slot. And it'll be one of these 4. Broken as fuck. BF. Broken as fuck. Yeah. I want to show you. I'm going to close these. I'm going to show you a video that was gratefully. I was privileged to get this from Gengaji, from Domination. I'm with this in Kazakhstan right now, so he was able to get this. As you see, we're talking. He's already got the bonus from having level 50 gears here, so he's hitting hard. Okay, he's got a really good bonus here just from hitting with all these. This DZG guy also has all level 50, plus he's got a 3 set of the Sunraven. This is the first 3 set that we have seen. In fact, when we saw this, we weren't even sure, like, was he able to get one of these items? Weapon here? I don't think I've seen that one. I've seen the chest piece and I've seen the legs, but And then right now in Casta-10, it's like 50 ruler points to get the other. Let me do it this way. It's like 50 points to get this Sunraven right now. Or either of them. That means that they did. Like, how did he get it so fast? You know, it's questionable. It's questionable how he got it. We're going here. So yeah, right now you have Mars and Mercury available in Casta-10. Mars and Mercury handbook. We want handbook. So that's going to be the headpiece and this weapon. So where the hell did he get Venus? Because I have only seen Jupiter and Saturn available. But I digress. Let's go back into this. So the video here you see right off the bat, there was a lot of damage on Gengaji's part, and a lot of it was just how it was set up. But this is a good example of how it's going to work with this first slot here. Okay. So he's going to attack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he hit 5 slots. It rebounded 5 times, but because the attack wasn't that great, it didn't do much. Now with this one, same thing. It's going to go off 5 times, but the attack was greater on that single T12 troop, so he lost a lot more. Once again, it was enough to destroy that what was left of that slot and that slot because of how much damage was rebounded. So this is going to just screw up the meta again. It really is, because there's no way to defend this. There's no way to counteract that. There's nothing to debuff that. If you have it, awesome. Power to you. You spent a lot of money, I'm sure. I'm going to show you another one. Oh, this one doesn't. Okay. Here we go. So just to show you how powerful this can be. All right. So this is full slot versus full slot on slot 1s. He missed. Amazingly enough. But you saw he had first strike, right? Boom. It was enough to destroy his first slot. Boom. 2, 3, 4. Because there was 4 left and it did its damage. We'll do that again. So right here, there are 4 slots left. It's going to trigger 4 times with that Sunraven rebound. Okay. So as you can see, this is fairly broken. We already have minimal ability to combat Broken Fortress, which, by the way, Comment Czar I've been able to monitor somebody actually maining him. His name is Cool, 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 and Dom. And I can tell you that commander, if you're able to get a Czar S class, is definitely going to be an answer to Broken Fortress. You just have to focus a lot on your dodge gear and awakening to dodge. You have to have, I think, somewhere around 1800 dodge for it. But to come back to what we were talking about, so there is, Gengaji did produce a potential way to combat this. We didn't watch the elf video, but they were using the time walkers where in the tie-in shuttles to where they were doing healing. So that, I think that helped a lot with the elf video. But he said, so the main thing here is that if you know they have a 3 set, you want to use fewer troops to attack, because if you go full scale, as you saw in the last like replay that I saw at Gengaji, like he went full slot 1 versus full slot 1, and his full slot 1s got destroyed because of the rebound. And well, 1 because he destroyed it, and then the rebound destroyed his. And then going back to Cool, he's only using about 300 per slot, and he's doing a lot of damage because that black does not have a auto hit. And when you take away Kane's, or if like with that black where he was using preemptive, he's not going to hit as often, and he's going to be, missing a lot. He's going to be you're only going to be taking the damage from the rebound. So if your troop level's low and you're just kind of picking away at it, so you should last long enough to do some grid damage without actually losing a lot like Engaji did. I can tell you, those tier 13s are a pain in the ass to heal. They're expensive to heal. I recently just opened, and, I thought tier 12, but I just recently opened ethereals. These things are expensive to heal. For 56 of them, it was 87 million food and parts just for 56 of them. You really have to play it smart when it comes to the Sunravens. Like I said, I don't know how this DZG guy got it at this point, but who knows? Maybe I missed it. I hope this brings some light to this. Hope this everyone gets some good information about this, because I know for a fact, unless you have one of the pieces, you would never have known this unless one of your guildmates got it and shared it. You heard it here first. Leave a comment, in the comments about how you feel about this kind of gear set. What Seven Pirates is doing to the game. Let me know. I want to know that I'm not the only one that feels like, what the fuck. So here we go. How's it going, guys?